The big question that I think a lot of the Israeli press have been asking overnight and this morning is, why now? What accounts for the timing of this Israeli response to a series of rocket attacks that, yes, they've been increasing this week, but there have been periods earlier than now when rocket fire has been coming in from the Gaza Strip into southern Israel. So why now this big response? It's hard to look anywhere else but at the electoral calendar. On January the 22nd, Israelis go to the polls in elections that were called early by the sitting Prime Minister Binyamin Netanyahu. And even besides that main deadline and the desire he might have to look strong ahead of an election, and also to shift the agenda away from some of the social, domestic issues that his Labour opposite number Shelley Yachimowicz has been raising. Even besides that, there are some more immediate timetable issues that may explain this. One thing is that the previous Prime Minister, Ehud Olmert, who had previously left office under a bit of a cloud, had been expected to announce his return to frontline politics just last night, and that he was going to make this big announcement. And it's possible that Netanyahu wanted to head that off by launching this big offensive and therefore stealing his thunder, as it were. Of course, Olmert's big pitch could have been that I was the man who did Operation Cast Lead 4 years ago. I took care of Gaza, if you like. And so Netanyahu might have been frightened of that. There are also primary elections, internal elections within the Likud party, and the party was beginning to feel as if it was cast as somehow impotent, failing to react to these attacks. And so there may have been internal party pressure on Netanyahu to act. And the last piece of this, I would say, is the relationship, crucially, between the Prime Minister and his Defence Minister, Ehud Barak, who would have been the person to put the military option in front of the Prime Minister. Barak too is facing re-election. He broke away from his old Labour Party, heads up his own small party, which the polls show may not even get into the parliament at all. So he wanted to make himself look central, pivotal and tough. And I wonder if part of the dynamic was him presenting to the Prime Minister the option of saying, here we have a clear shot at this Hamas military commander, almost unspoken, if you don't take the shot, then in the election campaign I will be able to say to people I was the tough one and the Prime Minister was too weak to take this big decision. So I think all of those domestic and electoral calculations will have played in the mind against the backdrop of the big picture, which is that Israeli public opinion would not tolerate for long citizens in the south of the country being forced to live in bomb shelters, have their kids not being able to go to school, and demanding that action be taken.